There were hundreds of new motorcycles shown at EICMA 2025, many of which will never be available in Australia. This is a video about the bikes that will be available, kicking off with one that is unconfirmed, but very exciting. This is Honda's V3R, a 3-cylinder in a V. So it's got 2 cylinders at the front, 1 at the back, with a supercharger on it. It's still a prototype. They're still developing it, but I really hope they go with this because supercharging is a way of just getting more horsepower without the capacity, and we'll be able to get this bike in a variety of different formats. But I'm actually thinking this could be the new CB900RR Fireblade from the 1990s. There was a Honda 900 that was really light, had lots of power, lots of performance, absolutely set the sports bike world on fire, and this bike could do the same thing again in a year or 2 or 3 when they finally get it into a production bike. Really hope they do. Fascinating design, the width of a twin, the performance of a 4. Love to ride one. The CFMOTO 1000 MTX. Here's CFMOTO's attempt to really start to move into that bigger categories. 1000 cc's, I don't know if that's a big bike anymore or a mid-range bike. Of course, it's competing against 1300s on one end and 800s and 900s on the other. All I know is the 800s have been a lot of fun. The 450 has been a huge seller in Australia, and I think this 1000 is going to really impress people too. I'd love to be able to jump on this bike and ride it away today. It looks fantastic, and I think it'll be very, very capable. The new BMW F450 GS. This is BMW having a crack at that 2-cylinder, small bore adventure market. And this bike really does look the part. I think they've done a lot of research and development. They're getting it built in India for BMW around the world to keep it competitive on price. So it won't be too expensive. It will be a premium for this market, but I don't think it'll be too expensive, so it will make a really interesting option. And the way BMW can dress their bikes up with accessories and options, I think this bike's going to really be an interesting addition to the market. The new Honda CB1000F. What a interesting machine, really retro design. Still 4 cylinders like the old CB900, CB750 and CB1100 back from the 80s. However, a liquid cooled engine have to be for emission and noise laws these days. But the idea behind the bike is still very similar. This is going to be an easy to ride motorcycle, lots of mid-range torque, not massive amounts of top-end power, but who needs it these days? It'll handle, it'll go, it'll stop, and it'll just be such a good-looking machine for somebody looking for a retro 1000cc motorcycle. The new Multistrada Rally. Now, been heavily updated from the bike that came out about 3 years ago. Lots more tech, lots of changes, all to make it a better long-distance tourer, especially if you're two-up, especially if you're carrying a lot of luggage and you're doing a lot of miles. This is the Royal Enfield Bullet 650. Now, as far as I can work out, it's the first time that a 650 twin has been used for a Bullet. Prior to this, they've always been singles. And I don't really think that matters so much though, because the style is what a Bullet is so much about. And these classic lines, the metal front guard, the way it's been put together, really pretty. And I think a lot of people will fall in love with the style of this bike. Yamaha's new Tenere 700 World Raid. Big update for 2026, lots of changes. This is a bike you could take around the world. Big fuel tank, great suspension travel, a bike designed for bad roads, off-road conditions, but it'll also do those bitumen transport sections when you need it to. Kawasaki's back with a KLE 500. This is the new adventure bike from Kawasaki, and it's really good to see them entering this market at long last. They've had the KLX 650, of course, which has been the single-cylinder bike, but this is really what most adventure bikes are in this market, and that's a twin. The engine is from the same bike as the Ninja and the Naked Z500, and I think it'll work quite well in this. Now, it's not going to be a high-performance machine. It's going to be aimed more at that learner market and the price-conscious market, and there's nothing wrong with that. People love to have a bike that's affordable and capable, and I think this bike will be all of those things. Norton is back. This is the new Atlas. They've got the Atlas Trail as well, but the most interesting new machines are the Manx and the Manx R. Now, Norton's a very esteemed name in the world of motorcycling. It's so great that TVS has brought it back from the dead. Of course, there's been lots of fits and starts for Norton over the years, but TVS is a massive company and they've spent over £200 million or $400 million to get these new machines to where they are now. These 4 models plus another couple being announced in the new year. Now, the really interesting thing about all this is the design and just the building of a new premium brand. Really excited to see this out in the marketplace and to see how it goes, because the Manx R has got lots of ideas that really should come together to be a great sports bike. The Manx is a similar machine, but it's more upright riding position. Then you've got this one, the Atlas, which is a universal 50-50, and the Atlas Trail, which has a bit more off-road capability. So we're really looking forward to riding these machines. We're looking forward to seeing them on sale in Australia. Hopefully that'll happen in 2026, but don't be surprised if it's not until 2027. This is the new Himalayan 750 that nobody's mentioning, that nobody's talking about. They have got still an under development sign on the side of the crate here, and they didn't really mention this bike much at all. But we know it's the twin-cylinder Himalayan that's coming, and really looking forward to riding this. It won't be the highest performing adventure bike out there, but it will offer a little bit more than the 450 for someone looking for a twin, for someone looking to carry a pillion. I think it will offer a little bit more in that performance and torque and load capacity. Now, my partner Kirli and I, we rode a 450 across India earlier this year and we had a great time, but I think we would have enjoyed it more on a 750 with a little bit more room and a little bit more torque. So again, another bike I'm really looking forward to riding in the future. Hopefully by EICMA next year, it'll be a production model. Moto Morini is back. This is an Adventure 700. I know very little about it because Moto Morini hasn't been available in Australia for a number of years. But they've got many bikes on the floor here at EICMA, lots of different models, and they are built, I believe, in China, and that means that they're economic. They're built to a really high quality standard looking at them, and I'm really hoping they make it back into Australia soon, because I think they're going to offer something that's not offered by anybody else in the Australian market at the moment.
L'arco, il momento più alto della Moto Live.
Mamma mia, con rallentamento! Oh, ce l'ha preso, ragazzi!
Ragazzi!
Una whip! E allora il backflip! Mamma